Breaking news. The possible demise of Yevgeny Prigozhin's empire and why. Makeshift memorials for Yevgeny Prigozhin and commanders of his private army, Wagner PMC, sprouted up across Russia long before it was confirmed that they had died in a jet crash on August 23. People of all ages came from as far away as the Ural city of Tobolsk and the Siberian city of Krasnoyarsk to lay flowers and light candles at the graves of loved ones. The memorial was placed in front of the former Wagner PMC office on Zolnaya Street in St. Petersburg, the city of both Prigozhin and Russian President Vladimir Putin's birth. Flowers, flags, icons, Wagner stripes, and even stuffed animals adorned the makeshift memorial. A man in his 40s said as he laid new carnations at the casket, "He was the real patriot, he did a lot for Russia." The memorial quickly became a popular spot for young people to take photos. Prigozhin was one of 10 people killed when their business jet, an Embraer 135BJ Legacy 600, crashed over the Tyumen region en route from Moscow to St. Petersburg. Dmitry Wagner Utkin, whose call sign is thought to have inspired the name of the private military company, along with Valery Chekalov, Sergei Propustin, Alexander Totman, and Yevgeny Makarian were all killed in the crash. Putin said that Wagner's head, Prigozhin, was a man with a complicated life path, who made serious mistakes, but also delivered results, before the death was confirmed by Russia's investigative committee on August 27, after DNA tests. Putin's assessment of Prigozhin's character was shared by many other officials. Results cannot be denied, according to Ramzan Kadyrov, leader of the Chechen Republic in southern Russia. The Wagner leader failed to see or refused to see the greater picture, he emphasized, but only in recent times. According to Kadyrov, he strongly advised Prigozhin to forego his own advancement. But that's just Prigozhin, with his steely resolve and impatience for delay, he said. A member of parliament for the Russian nationalist LDPR party, Leonid Slutsky, had previously criticized Prigozhin during the Wagner mutiny, calling him a traitor, and implying that he was being used by the West to weaken Russia. However, speaking after the fatal plane crash, Slutsky acknowledged that despite their disagreements, the head of Wagner did a lot to achieve the goals of the special military operation. Many Russians saw Prigozhin's death as revenge for the rebellion, despite the Kremlin's denial of responsibility and pro-Kremlin political commentators' attribution of it to Ukrainian intelligence. But Belarus's leader, Alexander Lukashenko, claimed, "I know Putin. He is slow, methodical, and cool under pressure, choosing to exercise his judgment on matters of lesser complexity. Therefore, it is inconceivable to me that Putin is responsible for this. The work is too rough and unprofessional." He added that he knew of a plot to kill Prigozhin because of information he had received. He informed Putin and FSB director Alexander Bortnikov of this development. Lukashenko claimed that Prigozhin later told him the news came directly from Putin. Prigozhin also assured Lukashenko that his death would be a heroic one. The fact that Prigozhin was not punished but rather spared and only exiled to Belarus demonstrates that he was dear to many, as political commentator Alexander Morozov told the Prague-based Current Times, which is run by a media organization funded by the U.S. government. Tatiana Stanovaya, a senior fellow at the Carnegie Russia-Eurasia Center and a political analyst, noted that those in the inner circle of the Kremlin felt that Prigozhin did not deserve to die in such a brutal manner. She also claimed that Putin had outgrown his need for Prigozhin. Wagner's infrastructure in African countries and Syria can be transferred to state structures or find a new loyal boss, she said. Also, Russian special services have long actively mastered the tools of foreign information campaigns and sabotage, including Prigozhin's troll factory. She pointed out that conservatives, and the ruling class, considered Prigozhin's death to be just desserts. Prigozhin was not naive in any way. Putin's mentor and former St. Petersburg mayor Anatoly Sobchak's daughter, Ksenia Sobchak, a TV celebrity turned journalist, revealed shortly after the plane crash that she had requested an interview with Prigozhin days before the crash. What she claims to be a screenshot of their exchange shows him telling her that now is not the time because he would get arrested and later adding that he would have been finished if he had agreed to give the interview when she had requested him earlier. Prigozhin's role in domestic policymaking was severely curtailed after the rebellion. Prigozhin had been rumored to be forming his own political party or gaining a stake in the A Just Russia party earlier in 2022. The rumors stopped immediately after the uprising. Indirectly connected to Prigozhin and his media empire, Patriot Media, a wider network of organizations, activists, and media personalities, including some foreign-language bloggers, scaled back or refocused their efforts. Prigozhin's supporters were warned to be wary because, unlike the Wagner chief and his fighters, they would not be spared. The Kremlin's main challenge now is figuring out what to do about Wagner. Andrei Kartopalev, head of a parliamentary defense committee, said lawmakers would keep working on a bill regarding the status of PMCs in Russia even after Prigozhin's death was confirmed. He added that it was too soon to make any firm promises because work was still in progress. According to Prigozhin, who spoke out against efforts to regulate PMCs in March, PMCs were already performing tasks in Africa, Asia, and other countries, according to the local laws, so more regulation was unnecessary. Later, when he led a mutiny, this comment would have a different meaning. The rebellion was put down, and new efforts were made immediately to pass the PMC law. Focus groups conducted in 3 major cities after Prigozhin's death revealed contrasting views on the Wagner Group and PMCs, according to popular political channel Ne Zygar. Participants in the study agreed that the PMC concept has some merit, but that PMCs shouldn't go toe-to-toe with the defense ministry. Some respondents to the same survey expressed belief that Prigozhin had stepped out of the game and hidden himself away in Africa after the crash. The death of Prigozhin, according to the Western media, may cause Russia to lose its foothold in Africa. The truth could very well be different. A large Russia-Africa summit was held in Russia recently, and delegates from 49 countries were present. Putin spent 3 days meeting with African leaders formally and informally, highlighting Moscow's desire to reclaim the role the Soviet Union once held on the continent. Prigozhin was not spotted at the main event, though a photo of him shaking hands with an African official has gone viral online and appears to have been taken on the sidelines. It will be challenging to find a suitable replacement for Prigozhin in Africa, according to Yevgeny Minchenko, president of the International Institute of Political Expertise. Personal connections and effective dialogue play a significant role in international politics. A newcomer at this time might not be very helpful. Russian investigative journalist and ex-BBC correspondent Andrei Zakharov, who covered Prigozhin's troll factory and the U.S. elections at length, he is one of many journalists and activists labeled foreign agents by the Kremlin, claimed that the process of squeezing Prigozhin out of Africa had begun before his death. Zakharov revealed on his Telegram channel that Russia had been attempting to sabotage Wagner's operations by, among other things, convincing local authorities to not allow Wagner's planes to land. He claimed, citing unnamed sources, that this was occurring despite Putin's assurances to Prigozhin that his dealings in Africa and Syria would be tolerated. First Russian military delegation ever to visit Africa's Libya arrived on August 22, led by Deputy Defense Minister Colonel General Yunus Bek Yevgeny. Several media outlets have reported that Yevgeny traveled to Africa and Syria to check on Wagner's operations. St. Petersburg's Porokosko Cemetery is where the complicated but charismatic Prigozhin was laid to rest. His passing would undoubtedly have no effect on the 2024 presidential election. There is a sizable demographic that backs Russia's intervention in Ukraine and will do so for as long as the conflict lasts. Their top priority is a Russian victory regardless of who plays the chess pieces.